Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jason Myles Real Estate Network. My name is Jason O. Myles, and today we're going to be talking about the BRRRR method or the BRRRR strategy and how you can implement this strategy into your investment strategies, right? This is a strategy that you can put to use without having any capital. It's just that you're going to have to, find some partners or things like this. Or even if you only have a little bit of capital, you only have enough to do one deal at a time. And this is a great way for you to learn how to leverage whatever it is you do have or borrow money from people that don't have time. Okay. And we'll go over what that looks like and how you can put it to work in your life right after this. All right, thanks. Thanks for sticking with us. Here we are. We are right back. So a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. We have a goal over here, and that goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by March 1st. 1,000 subscribers by March 1st. And to be honest, I can't do it without you. I need you. I look at my analytics all the time, and I see that about 73% of you that are watching the videos aren't subscribing to the videos. So I implore you, I beg of you, please take a second right now to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that bell so that you can be notified when I have more content that's coming out. I'll give you a second. All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. You don't know how much I appreciate it. So thank you. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We're talking about the BRRRR method. The BRRRR method. Okay? This is a strategy that once I'm finished explaining it to you, you can take and put to use in your investment strategies and turn money deal after deal after deal after deal and watch your money expand over time. And just reusing the same amount of money. Or again, if you don't have the cash, you can simply partner with someone who does have the cash but doesn't have the time and also wants to build a rental portfolio. Okay? So let's get right into it. I want to share my screen with you. So this is the BRRRR method. So what does that mean actually, right? So the BRRRR method means buy, renovate, we'll just put reno, rent, refinance or just refi, and repeat. Okay, that's what it means. So let's talk about what that looks like, all right, and how this process actually works. Now, I'm buying a property right now. It's a small duplex. I'm getting a pretty good deal on the property. It's worth about $130,000, maybe $135,000. What's sweet about the deal is how we're getting it, because we're not getting it for that much. We're getting the property for $75,000 plus another $15,000 in reno. So we're going to be in it for $90,000. But we also have carrying costs and closing costs that we're going to be associated with this, right? The closing costs with points and everything on this are going to probably be somewhere around the $5,000 mark. It won't cost that much actually to do for the holding cost on something like that, because we're only going to be borrowing about $70,000. I'll go over that with you here in a second. But it's only going to cost us 2 points on something like that. We're only going to be in it for, let's just call it $7,500. Let's call it $8,000, in holding costs plus $8K equals $98,000. But let me explain what those numbers are, right? That's what we're going to be into it for roughly. So we're going to be putting down 20% of the acquisition, because the bank is giving us 100% of the renovation. So 7,500 is 10% is 15,000. We have to put down plus that 8,000. It's going to cost us 23,000 out of pocket. Okay. So we're going to be financing $60,000 plus the 15 in reno. $75,000 is what we are actually financing. $23,000 is what we're coming out of pocket with. And our ARV on this is right around $130,000, right? So I'll put that down here at the bottom. Now that we've bought the property, we're in it at $75,000. Well, our loan amount is $75,000. We're $23,000 out of pocket. Out of pocket, $23,000. So now we've bought it. We've checked this one off. Boop, we're out. Now we have to renovate it. Now, on something like this, it won't take us that long to renovate. You know, we have only a $15,000 budget. You know, the renovation on something like this should probably take us a month, right? But we give ourselves a little bit of extra time. In fact, in this case, we always give ourselves 6 months to get it purchased, you know, from the day we purchase it to get it renovated, to get it rented. It's not going to take us this long here at all, but we've given ourselves that much time. But now that we're going to go in, we bought it. Now we're going to go in and renovate it. So we renovate it, we knock it out. Boom, it's done. Doesn't matter if it took us 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, but that's what we're doing. We're going to get it renovated. And now, once it's renovated, we're going to go ahead and get that property rented. Now, once we get the property rented, here's where things get kind of interesting, right? Because let's say you've got $40,000. That's all you're working with, you know, cash out of pocket. That's all you got. You have $40,000. You put 23 up front and you had to start the work with some money. So this is okay in this particular situation because we want to get some of that money back out. How these numbers work, once you get it rented, you're going to now want to go and get it refinanced. And there are lenders out there that are going to be able to, that are going to give you an 80, maybe a 75%, but definitely going to give you an 80% refinance, a cash out refinance, okay? Even if it's at a 75% cash out refinance, but for the sake of this conversation, we're going to talk about an 80% cash out refi because that's what we're getting on this deal. So we can't even start that refinance process, even though it's already in place with the lender that we have. And if you want to hear more about that, you can go up here. I'll put it, I think it's right up here. The card will be up in one of these little corners, but here's the video for the podcast, which explains this in depth, right? Here's that video. Check it out. Once it's rented, you can now go and get it refinanced. Once it's refinanced, you're going to come in at a lower interest rate. You know, you're going to work your numbers, which we'll talk about in a future video. You're going to work your numbers as to what makes sense for you. So you're already going to know before you get into this deal how that looks. But once it's rented, a lot of people are concerned with, hey, I got this debt over here, plus I got my job and I got a little cash. How am I going to get it refinanced? Well, remember that 75% of whatever rent that's coming in on this property is going to be calculated in your annual income, okay? So in this case, we're going to be pulling in a little over $1,400 a month on this property, but 75% of that is going to be calculated towards our annual income. So that's what, $750 and then another $300. So it's $1,050 a month roughly. So another $12,000 and change, and then 12.6 is what it actually comes out to. It's going to be added to my annual income when we go to actually refinance this property, which is great for us, right? It's absolutely fantastic for us. Now, we know that this property is going to come in at $130,000. So let me give you what the math looks on something like that. Now, the ARV on this property, as we said, is $130,000, right? Times 80% equals what? 13 is 10% is 13. 13 is 26. So it's $104,000. 104K is what that refinance is going to be. Whatever cost for that, it's going to cost us approximately another $3,000 to close this deal. So because it's in-house, so we just have to pay another point plus legal and things like that, and different kind of insurance. So it's going to be about $3,000. So that means it's $101,000 cash out refinance. Remember, our payoff on this particular property is $75,000. So we'll subtract the $75,000, which gives us $26,000. Now remember here, our out-of-pocket expenses are right there at $23,000. So we're going to get back the $23,000 that we put in plus another $26,000. Well, it's not plus another $26,000. It's $26,000 in total. It's the 23 we put in plus another $3,000. So it's $26,000 in total. We actually made money on this particular refinance. So boom, the refinance is done, and we have our cash in our pocket, and we're ready to go. We're ready to start making some stuff happen. Okay. Now it's time to do what? It's time now to go right back into the process and find another deal and repeat it. Because now we got $26,000 in our pocket to go find a similar deal. Well, we go and do that. Maybe we find one that's just like it. Maybe we find one that's a little bigger. Either way it goes, we're in a good position. Now we're in the game. Now you're all the way in the game. You know exactly what to do. So even if you don't have any money and you're going and you can find the properties, and the deal is that you're going to go out there and you're going to find a partner, a cash partner that also wants to build a rental portfolio. And you're going to go out and you're going to find the properties. You're going to go out and maybe you find the money. Maybe you sign for the deal. Maybe you sign on the loan, but they put up the cash. They're going to put up the cash. You find the deal. You work out which one of you is going to sign the loan. You're going to be the one that goes out and puts the crews together and manages the day-to-day of getting the thing renovated and rented. You're going to be managing it to a certain extent. You're not going to want to be a property manager on every one of these deals because your plate will get loaded. We talk a little bit more about that in other aspects of it. You can go here and check out our playlist on other processes that you can start working with when you don't want to manage them, right? And what it looks like to do your numbers. You can go to this playlist here and kind of knock that out. But it's important for you to remember that you don't have to have a bunch of money or any money. If you have a little bit of money in an IRA or a 401k or just sitting in the bank, you got to get it out of the bank and you got to put it to work. If you want to build a rental portfolio, this is a great time to do it. The economic climate has never been so good. If you've got money sitting in the bank, that is not where you want it to be right now. Inflation is a monster and you have to put it to work. This is how you put that money to work. How you work your income, your annual returns is going to be solely up to you. I recommend that you do at least a 10% or a 12% or even a 15% return. We work with people that do that as well. If you want to know more about that, just hit, the link for the playlist. I believe it's right here. Hit the link for the playlist and find out those processes that can help you achieve those goals. But this is what you do. This is how you begin to build a significant portfolio for yourself. I mean, just this one deal, if you just did 4 of these deals a year, right? Heck, if you just did 2 of these deals a year, just 2 of these deals a year, this is a property that's putting, not counting appreciation, this is a property that's putting $26,000 of equity, adding that to your net worth right off the bat. Every year, this property is going to probably go up about 3%. You know, you want to be real conservative when you count your appreciation in advance because you don't know what it's going to be. But we know right away it's $26,000. And I can tell you that for us, this property is going to cash flow a little bit over $300 a month. So a little over $350 a month for that matter. This is a great deal for us. This is a fantastic deal for us. And it's a deal that if you did this a couple times a year, it's adding $50,000 a year to your net worth, 52 actually in this case, without counting appreciation or the cash flow that's coming in. And a lot of these deals you can find substantially larger. So Get out there and go to work. If you have any questions, comment. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your opinions, your questions about what's going on and how to do it. Check out some of the links below. There's a lot of education. If you don't know how to do this, we've got something for you. We've got something to help you out down there. There's even a free book down there. Just hit the link below and see what we have to offer you, because we can help you out. And if you don't mind, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like, go ahead and hit that subscribe, and ding that bell so that we can meet our goal of 1,000 subscribers by March 1st. Because again, we can't do it without you. So again, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. My name is Jason O. Myles, and I will see you next week. Peace.